Finals in Object-Oriented Programming. Hi everyone! Hi Prof. Doc Alagos. Now, I'm going to present about Chapter 4, Test Lab Activities, presented by me, Herby G. Estrella, BSCS, 3 New Mode, First Year, Second Term, 2023-2024. Setting up the project. Open Visual Studio and create a new Windows Form application. Rename the project and its component form followed by the respective numbers accordingly for better organization. 1. Design and develop a simple application program that determines if the input number at text box 1 is a vowel or consonant. The output message should be displayed at text box 2. The vowels are A, E, I, O, U, while the remaining letters are consonants. Your program must be able to handle a uppercase or lowercase input letter. Follow the given figure below in designing and developing the application system program. Solution. Use the if or else if conditional statement. Vowel or consonant checker. VB alphabet 1. Drag and drop 2 text box controls onto the form from the toolbox and rename them as text box 1 and text box 2. Double-click on text box 1 to generate the text change event handler. Write the code to check if the input letter is a vowel or consonant inside the text box 1 underscore text change event handler. Test the application. 2 is design and develop a simple program that examines the input value of a variable and temp or temperature at text box 1, then display the following messages at text box 2 depending on the value assigned to n temp variable. Follow the given figure below in designing and developing the application program. Solution. Use the if or else if conditional statement. On adding another form, here's the list on what I do. I right-click at my project and find the Add button. Under there, use the User, Control, or Windows Form. On creating one, add the form Windows Forms. Upon starting, make sure to right-click at the project, then click Properties. With that, change it into the next form to avoid confusion on starting. To make coding easier, I copied my previous form and code to minimize consuming more time. Just readjust the names and the formula to its direction to the chapter numbers. Then, repeat what I said earlier. Temperature message display. PB temperature 9. Add 2 text box controls and rename them text box 1 and text box 2. Double-click text box 1 to generate the text changed event handler. Write the code to determine the temperature message inside the text box 1 underscore text change event handler. Test the application. Number 3. Design and develop a simple program for the Air Force to label an aircraft as military or civilian. The program is to be given the plane's observed speed in kilometers/r or kilometer per hour. The speed will serve as its input at text box 1. The planes traveling in excess of 1,100 kilometers per hour, you should label them as civilian aircraft. Between 500 kilometer per hour to 1,100 km per hour, label them as military aircraft. And for planes traveling at more slower speed, less than 500 km per hour, you should label them as an "It's a bird" message. A labeled message should be displayed at text box 2. Follow the given figure below in designing and developing the application program. Solution. Use if or else if conditional statement. Aircraft labeler. VB aircraft 1. Add 2 text box controls and rename them text box 1 and text box 2. Double-click text box 1 to generate the text changed event handler. Write the code to label the aircraft based on speed inside the text box 1 underscore text changed event handler. Test the application. 4 is design and develop a simple program that determines the class of the ship depending on its class ID or identifier. Here is the criteria. The class ID serves as the input data at text box 1, and the class of the ship serves as the output information at text box 2. Your program should be able to handle both capital or lowercase letter as an input data. Follow the given figure below in designing and developing the application program. First solution, use if or else if conditional statement. Second solution, use the select case conditional statement. Ship class identifier VB ship 2. Add two text box controls and rename them text box 1 and text box 2. Double click text box 1 to generate the text change event handler. Write the code to identify the ship class based on the class ID inside the text box 1 underscore text changed event handler. Test the application with if or else if and select case conditional statement. 5 is the National Earthquake Information Center has the following criteria to determine the earthquake's damage. Here's the given Richter scale criteria and its corresponding characterization. The Richter scale serves as an input data at text box 1 and the characterization as an output information at text box 2. Follow the given figure below in designing and developing the application program. Solution, use the if or else if conditional statement. Earthquake damage characterization. VB earthquake 2. Add two text box controls and rename them text box 1 and text box 2. Double click text box 1 to generate the text box change event handler. Write the code to characterize earthquake damage based on the Richter scale inside the text box 1 underscore text change event handler. Test the application. 6 is design and develop a simple application program that accepts an input grade in percentile form at text box 1 and output its grade equivalent at text box 2 based on the given range of percentile and grade equivalent table below. Follow the given figure below in designing and developing the application program. First solution, use the if or else if conditional statement. Second solution, use the select case conditional statement. Grade equivalent converter, VB grading system 2. Add two text box controls and rename them text box 1 and text box 2. Double click text box 1 to generate the text change event handler. Write the code to convert percentile grade to grade equivalent inside the text box 1 underscore text change event handler. Test the application with if or else if and select case conditional statement. 7. Design and develop a simple application program that adds, subtracts, multiplies, or divides two input numbers using the radio buttons. Follow the given figure below in designing and developing the application program. Hint: double-click the form, open the Form 1 load event method, then put the initial value for inum1 and inum2 variables so that there will be no I/O exception error occurs at the compiling stage. Embed similar codes below. Private inum1, inum2 as integer. Private sub form 1 underscore load by val sender as system.object as system.eventargs handles my base.load. inum1 equals 0. inum2 equals 0. Textbox1.text equals str. inum1 textbox2.text equals str. inum2. Simple calculator with radio buttons. VB Simple Calculator 2. Add 4 radio buttons for each arithmetic operation and 2 text box controls for input and output. Double-click each radio button to generate the check change event handler. Write the code to perform arithmetic operations based on the selected radio button inside the radio button underscore check change event handler. Test the application. Number 8. Design and develop simple application program that adds, subtracts, multiplies, or divides two input numbers using a group of buttons. Follow the given figure below in designing and developing the application program. Simple calculator with buttons. VB Simple Calculator 3. Add 4 buttons for each arithmetic operation and 2 text box controls for input and output. Double-click each button to generate the click event handler. Write the code to perform arithmetic operations based on the click button inside the button underscore click event handler. Test the application. 9 is design and develop a simple application system so that when the user chooses the economy, the toilet and meals, amenities should be marked with a check and the fare is 1,500 pesos. When the user chooses the tourist, accommodation, the toilet, aircon, bed sheets, and meals, amenities should be marked with a check and the fare is 1,700 pesos. When the user chooses the cabin accommodation, all the amenities should be marked with a check and the fare is 2,000 pesos. Accommodation and fare calculator. BB Ship 2. Design the form with radio buttons for accommodation options, check boxes for amenities, and a text box for fare display. Implement logic to mark amenities and display fare based on selected accommodation using radio button underscore check event handler. Test the application. 10 is design and develop this simple application system. Here in our program, we will input the tuition fee. Now, if the user clicks the compute button, the total tuition fee will be displayed at text box 2. In our sample input data, we input the 30,000 tuition fee. Now its 5% interest is 1,500. Thus, the output at text box 2 is 31,500, 30,000 plus 1,500. Now, for example, we enter a tuition fee of 2,000 and then we select the cash as the mode of payment. The output at text box 2 should be 18,000 since there is a 10% discount for paying a cash tuition fee. Follow the given figure below in designing and developing the application system. Tuition Fee Assessment System VB Tuition Fee Assessment System 2. Design the form with radio buttons for payment modes, text box for tuition fee input, and button for computation. Implement logic to calculate total tuition fee based on selected payment mode using button underscore click event handler. Test the application. 11 is design and develop a simple application system that if the user selects CT scan, only the head body parts is marked with a check. If X-ray is chosen, only the body will be marked with a check. If the physical exam is chosen, then all of the body parts are marked with a check. In our example, we choose X-ray as the medical exam chosen. And since the number of medical exam is 2, therefore the bill is 2,000. 1,000 times 2. Medical exam billing system. VB Patient Record Assessment System 2. Design the form with radio buttons for medical exams, check boxes for body parts, text box for number of exams, and button for computation. Implement logic to calculate bill based on selected exam, number of exams, and body parts using button underscore click event handler. Test the application. Thank you for watching. Please comment down below what are more questions submitted to Prof. Doc Alagos. Thank you for watching.